Hey guys, Jeeps here, and welcome back to the Secret World. So, I wanted to actually show something other than the character creator for this game, and I feel the best thing to show off would be investigation missions. So, what the hell are investigation missions? They are kind of puzzle-solving missions, as in you're given clues as to something or somewhere you're meant to be, and you have to figure it out using any means at your disposal, and I really do mean any means. Now, by this, I mean they give you a web browser in-game. You have to often Google search crap to try and figure out what the hell to do. So I figured, I've already beaten this one, it's called the Kingsmouth Code, but I'm gonna run through the steps and give you an idea of how these work and what it kind of means for you to do. Now, forewarning, this is going to contain full spoilers for this quest, so if you don't want the solution for it spoiled, if you're planning on getting the game or you just haven't done this quest yet, it is one of the earliest investigation missions I believe you can find, then you may wish to stop now. However, if you don't mind spoilers, or if you've already done it, or you're just interested in the game and you want to see how it is, and you don't mind spoilers on one, continue watching. Alright, that's it. This is your last warning. Last warning. Okay. Now let's go into it. So you get it from this guy, Henry Hawthorne. This guy in the church. There'd be a little dialogue sequence when you talk to him. Like I said, I've already done this one. I'm just going to use it as an example. And he tells you that he's sort of a quote-unquote member of the Illuminati, but he's more just a guy who visits message boards and did find out there's a bunch of crazy crap hidden by the Illuminati in the town of Kingsmouth, which is where it's not where you start, but it's the first area you go to. So he tells you pretty much go out and look for symbols dealing with the Illuminati, and the Illuminati symbol is the big pyramid with the eye in it. So the first thing you're going to end up doing is you're going to run out here, and the first step for this is very, very obvious. It kind of weans you in. Normally, you come out here, and this manhole cover here would be glowing. You'd be able to inspect it, and if you do so, you get this image. This is the manhole cover. You can see Lux Omnia Vincit, which, my Latin pronunciation is not even something I have at all, so that was probably butchered. I don't really care. And you see it's got the Illuminati symbol in it, so you can tell this clearly is the Illuminati symbol. Now, since it's a triangle with an eye in it, you can tell which is the top of the triangle, or kind of the point of the arrow. So, this is the easy one. There are a lot of manholes in this town, and you notice this is at an angle. What happens if I just follow this? Follow this way. Oh, look, another one. And, well, it's telling me to go down this road. So, what's down this? Oh, I think that's another one up here. And this would be the traces of the Illuminati to uncover their mysteries. So, it gives you that image, and you're just going to start following these. So, I'm going to skip ahead to where these lead you to, and that will take us to Tier 2 of this quest. Alright, we're coming up on the last manhole cover, I believe here. It wants us to go this way. Well, we should probably kill this guy out of the way first. Let's just shoot him with our shotgun. Get away from me, bastard. It was definitely the wrong attack. You just need to die. I'll just hit you with my sledgehammer a little bit. I'm sure you don't especially appreciate being sledgehammered in the face. And, oh, he dodged it. What a bastard. Well, he's exploded. He's on fire. That was actually something we needed for another quest. Ignore that. That's not related. So yeah, where was that manhole cover? This way? Alright. So we come over here, these boxes of squid for some reason, and there's a little plaque here. Normally, again, this would be highlighted, and let's get back to our quest. This would be highlighted. So you get here, and you click on it, and that gives you this image. This little plaque celebrating Kingsmouth. And it's obviously, again, in the Illuminati symbol. So we got a lighthouse where the eye should be, a little quill and ink, a globe, a telescope, and then here is the important part. In the seat of power, the navigator immortalized, illuminating the path to the sleeping priest and Fletcher, in memory of Franz Hals, who perished in the light, 1580 to 1666. So now, this is where these quests get tricky. What the hell do we do with this information? Now, if you are like me, you will think you're very, very clever, and you'll be like, lighthouse, navigator, a lighthouse is kind of a navigator, right? Well, let's bring up the map. Let's take a look around. Well, there's a lighthouse over here. And there's this place called Fletcher Bay. And Priest Island's up here. It says guarding to the sleeping Fletcher. That might mean Fletcher Bay, because this lighthouse would guard in that way. Or for people who are trying to go up this way to get up to Priest Island, well, maybe they're wanting to go up here. And That's what it means. It's the Sleeping Navigator. It's immortalized because it's a building. It's guiding the way to Fletcher and Priest. That was my thought. However, well, let's go over to the lighthouse. Let's see if there's anything worthwhile there. Alright, so we fought our way through the horrible sea monsters and zombies and all that crap, and now we're on the path over to the lighthouse. This has gotta be it, right? I mean, it's a navigator, kind of. It's guarding Fletcher and Priest, sort of. This is, I mean, honestly, I thought this was the most obvious answer. If you haven't guessed yet, this isn't right. So you come up here, you can go up this ladder, you see there's someone hanging here, but this is actually part of a different little side quest you can find. If you're like me, you will have actually already done it by the time you do Kingsmouth Code. I don't think you necessarily have to have, though. I don't remember where you find this one, but it's completely unrelated. You climb up here, and there's nothing. Nothing helpful at all. So we gotta think of something else. Remember how I mentioned that web browser? Let's bring up the quest again. So bring up the image. What do we have to work with here? So seat of power, navigator immortalized. Well, it's talking about Kingsmouth. So what would the seat of power in Kingsmouth be? Probably the town hall. So, okay, maybe we need to go to the town hall, but what... Is there anything else that would be useful here? Well, who's this guy Franz Hals? You know, we can find that out pretty easily. We've got Google right here on our... Well, I guess it's meant to be like a smartphone in-game. Let's see. Franz Hals. Who's Franz Hals? A painter. Now, how would this be related to Kingsmouth in any way? Well, I don't know. Maybe we should go over to the town hall. Let's see if there's a hint there. Something to do with a painter, though. I mean, he can't be related to Kingsmouth. He's a, 1500s, 1600s Dutch painter. Unless the hint is we need to be looking at a painting. Oh, I see what you did there, game. Let's go to the town hall, which you can find on your map pretty easily. It's this building here. It doesn't actually highlight it. However, the buildings in gray, unless they're the big buildings, are the other ones you can go into. I just kind of guessed this one was the town hall. You probably will have seen it if you've been just running around at any point anyway, so let's head back there. Let's see if we're onto something here. Alrighty, town hall. We gotta be onto something with this. This better be right. So go into town hall, and ordinarily, when you come in here, you'd notice these paintings are actually all highlighted, which... That's also a pretty good clue, if you can go up and investigate the paintings. Now, let's look around. It's a little harder to do this when they're not highlighted, because you can't zoom in, but you go over to this one. Yeah, it looks like an old-timey cartographer kind of person. Boom! Navigator. It's this painting. So we're onto it. We figured it out. A navigator, if you look, he's got little Illuminati symbols. We figured it out. This is some old Illuminati guy who came here. So the painting thing, that was the hint. That takes some thought. I didn't think to do that right away. As you just saw, you saw what I did. I made this big assumption about the lighthouse, and Priest and Fletcher meaning the landmarks, Priest and Fletcher. I also did a few other stupid things. I found, I thought there might be a statue near where there's a street named Priest and a street named Fletcher, and I went and looked over there, and nope, didn't think to Google this guy's name until way too late. Now, we get to what I think was the really hard one. The really tricky one. So when you find this painting, there's also a note attached to it. The text doesn't show up on here, but we still have it saved here. A note stuck to the back of the painting reads, "Time's the province of kings and gods. The hands of time point to truths written by kings in the words of God. The path is open to the enlightened." What the hell does that mean? Well, the first hint is a thing about time. Well, let's look for a clock. Well, here's a clock. And it's a little hard to see, but if we zoom in, it's 10:10. Let's just look around upstairs. Make sure see if all the clocks are the same or anything like that. 10:10. 10:10. Now, you'll see all of these are highlighted. This is not related to this quest in any way. I'm actually just going to say, this is a spoiler, and obviously, again, this whole thing is spoilers for this quest. This is a red herring. This has nothing to do with this quest. This threw me off for a while because I was looking for something relating to these files and the dates. This is completely unrelated. This is actually related to another investigation quest. I know which one. I haven't even done it yet, but I know which one. So don't get thrown off by this. So, 10:10. Kings and gods. What the hell do we do with this? We have the numbers 10:10, and we have kings and gods. That's all we have to go on. Well, this might be more obvious to some people than others. It wasn't to me. But if you know the Bible well, you might know Kings is a book in the Bible. 10:10, that's a chapter and verse. So what happens if you Google Kings 10:10? Well, there's 1 and 2. Well, 2 has nothing in it that could possibly be a hint. We're probably thinking, we need something maybe like a number or something. Well, let's go to 1. You can just open this up. Thankfully, the internet is filled with great hints like this. Open. There we go. So, she gave the king 120 talents of gold. It's Sheba, King Solomon. Well, we got the number 120. That could be helpful. And Sheba, Solomon. This is the really tricky part. If you've been exploring Kingsmouth a lot, you'll know that, like, the founding priest, and his name is on the house for the priest by the church, was Solomon. And you have a number, 120. Now, like I kind of mentioned, was digging around trying to figure out some weird permutation of these numbers to be a date in here. This is completely unrelated, has nothing to do with this quest. But if you've been exploring a lot, and that's really key in these investigation missions, you really need to learn the area, learn the background of where you are. You'll know about the guy being named Solomon, you'll have that number 120. Maybe that's something, because what else could there be? So let's go to the priest's house, and let's see if there's anything there, anything at all, that we could plug this into. Alrighty, Solomon Priest. See, this is what we needed here. Funnily enough, he was the priest here from the year after that painter died. That might just be coincidence, but kind of cool to note. House of the King. Oh, he was actually the governor, Solomon Priest, so sorry. That was what it was. He was not a priest named Solomon. He was the governor Solomon Priest. Either way, let's see if there's anything around. On the front, nah, it doesn't really look like it. Now, what if we come around the back? Now, it won't be now, but normally, this little thing here, it's a keypad, and that would be glowing. Now, there are quests in this game which teach you that there are sometimes times where you have to enter numbers into keypads. So bring up the keypad. What number do we have? 120. You guessed right. That will open it. And, oh god, zombies. Oh god, zombies. Zombies. Die, zombies. The zombies are dead. They're pitiful before my shotgun. But yeah, that will let us into the cellar. Now, I can't actually go into the cellar to show you the next part, unfortunately. But you get in there. There's nothing down there except a computer. You have to figure out the password to the computer. However, you can ask for the password hint. The password hint is light conquers all. If we go all the way back to the beginning, show image, Lux Omnia Vincit, or however this is pronounced, that's Latin for light conquers all. So there's your password, right back full circle. And that opens a secret compartment in the wall where you get some artifacts, and then your organization of choice, which for me is the Templar, call you and congratulate you, and that's the quest. That was a quest in an MMO. You had to do all of that thinking, all of that work, for an MMO's quest. I have never seen anything like that before. And yes, they are hard, and hell, they are frustrating. But when you solve them, it feels amazing. Now, I know there are some complaints going around right now that, frankly, they're a little too hard. But I feel they've kind of geniusly put in kind of a way around the difficulty because they give you this web browser, and let's be honest, if you just Google the quest, one of the first things you're going to be able to find is a solution online for how to complete the quest. So, worst case, you can just easily look up the solution. Yeah, it's not as fun, but you still complete the quest, and I'll admit, I had to look up the priest one. I thought I was on the right track. I had gotten to the King's 10:10 bit, but I did not remember Governor Solomon Priest. If I had remembered that, probably would have gotten it, but I looked at that, saw that, was like, I know exactly what to do now. So, it's a little genius. They've built in a way around the difficulty of the quests if you don't want to do it, just by giving you the access in-game to look up a solution. But if you don't want to, they have given you these incredibly challenging and rewarding experiences that I have never seen in an MMO before. This harkens back to more like an adventure game, or I don't even know what. It's unique and I love it. It is something this game does extraordinarily well, And I would put as one of the major selling points for it are these just incredibly thought out and challenging mystery quests, investigation missions. Alright guys, that is it for now. As always, like, subscribe, share the video with your friends, leave a comment if you got anything to discuss. As always, I've been Jeeps, and I'll talk to you guys later.